Thanks for staying on News Desk. Now, the wife of the former Ghanaian Times reporter who died in an accident involving journalists reporting from the presidency about 2 months ago is demanding access to the investigative report into circumstances leading to the car crash. There's been conflicting accounts as to what happened on that fateful day, and Nuamah says the report would bring her closure and help her get on with her life. In an interview with Joy News, she said she has waited for too long for the report. She's been speaking to my colleague Francis Aban.
I'm at the residence of Nuamah, the wife of Samuel Nuamah, the man you would recall almost 2 months ago died under very tragic circumstances in the eastern region as part of the presidential press corps who were involved in a fatal motor accident. That was almost 2 months ago on the 20th of August 2015. And it's been almost 2 months down the line. A lot has changed. We're here to speak to the wife of Samuel to find out how life has been for her in this very difficult months after the husband passed on. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Thank you. And how are you today? Tell me that scene when you got to see him.
I just went to see him. I told him, Sammy, you asked me to come. But this was not how I was supposed to come to see you lying down. You kept asking that you wanted us to meet, but this is not how we planned it. This is not what you told me. 3 years down the lane that I was going to come bury you just after 3 years of marriage.
And after, sorry that I've had to let you cry this afternoon, but after seeing the body, he's buried, what was on top of your mind? From that time till now, how has it been for you?
It has been thinking. I've been thinking, I've been planning. What do I do with Josiah now that dad is not here? What are the way forward? As a single mom, I have to make some decisions. So it's just planning and thinking, what next? What will make Josiah comfortable without a dad? It's been a lot of planning. And
you told me earlier that it's been very difficult. It's not the same without him. What are some of the things that you easily recall or you miss?
I miss the phone calls. I even miss our quarrels.
The quarrels?
Like our misunderstanding. You just miss everything about the person. Your misunderstandings, and you just miss the whole show. Everything about him, you miss it. Even your misunderstandings, you miss everything.
Okay.
You just miss everything.
Do you sometimes dream about him?
I've been trying to, but it's not coming.
You actually pray for it?
I pray. I'll say him, come and tell me something. Come and give us a farewell, because we didn't give ourselves a farewell. I've been asking some young widows, did you see your husband? Did you see your husband? What did you do? I've been praying, I've been asking, I've been doing everything. I've been calling him.
From that time till now, have they been giving you information about the investigation that has been done, that you were promised?
I haven't received any information yet. I don't know whether they are trying to make it one and bring it to me, but I don't know whether because maybe I'm not asking, but I've not received any information yet as to. I still have some questions. Who was the driver? Was he licensed? Was he an experienced driver?
Tell me all your questions.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know who the driver was. Was he licensed? How long has he been driving? Has he been trained for such a purpose like this? I still have some questions on my mind.
I just saw Josiah walk past. I mean, he's been walking around for a while now. How has he been taking it, his father not being around?
That has been the tough part that I keep saying. He keeps asking for the dad. I try to explain to him, Daddy is going to heaven. He wants you to be a good boy. But he doesn't seem to get it down. And his father used to visit him every weekend. when he doesn't go to school. And on weekends, he asks for his dad.
All the time?
All the time.
We wish you well. And everything you want, you would get.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
So that's the wife of the late Samuel Nuamah. It's been 2 months since he passed, and the wife has been telling us how life has been in the past 2 months. She wants the investigative report released as soon as possible, so the lessons are learned and any action that has to be taken in improving the living conditions of journalists, especially for those who work at the presidency, will be changed. From her residence here at Tema, I'm Francis Aban for Joy News.
And here in Accra, my name is Kwabna Chencheni, but you're still watching News Desk. Now, the Western Region Chairman of the Ghana Journalists Association has condemned presidential staffer Stan Dogbe over his comments about an accident involving some journalists covering President Mahama's tour of the Western Region. In a Facebook post, Mr. Dogbe described media reports on the accident as irresponsible, apparently in response to accounts that the accident involved a Flagstaff House press corps. Journalists in the Western region have, however, not taken kindly to the comments by the presidential staffer. Moses Akroboto is the regional chair of the Ghana Journalists Association.
We've visited them, we've been to their places, and we've spoken to the other. And then the City FM, for instance, we contacted Accra, and they actually in close contact with us as what to do. And I have spoken to DJ Accra about the incident, unofficially, but I will be making other submissions to them later. But what became an issue has to do with the response that our colleague Stan Dogbe actually posted on social media. Much as we all try to deplore how social media is being used, I think even though it's a good or bad medium to use, it is wrong for him to have gone to actually post and denounce the media in the region. He lost a lot of respect, and he lost the respect for the profession that propelled him himself to be where he is today. I think the best thing to do, the two sides, he as the presidency and the rest of the media houses, have to tango, because we can't continue this way. Tomorrow is this about Stan Dogbe, tomorrow is that about Stan Dogbe. It is just not right that for you to do that, because definitely in some of his responses on the Facebook, he actually indicated that he didn't even see anybody. When his members of his team actually interacted with even some of my regional executive people who know, and they told them about the shift system that they ran at the presidency, first time and strange to me anyway. So I think we just have to find a middle ground somewhere. It's irresponsible that he used that is not fair. Some of his responses are so disheartening. It's just not fair. We are not saying we want to be recognized. I'm a journalist, and my job is to know and get the news for my news desk, for which I'm paid for. I'm paid every month. So at the end of the day, I don't need to be invited. Once I heard or talked about, I will follow up and get it all right. But I shouldn't be treated with such a level of contempt.
Majority Leader in Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has warned the rank and file of the National Democratic Congress to work hard to retain power. He observed that the NDC lost power in 2000 because some serious issues affecting the party were handled poorly, which finally led the party into opposition.
Alban Bagbin, who was speaking in Ho during the inauguration of NDC working committees to operate in the Volta region, claims that the party appears not to be handling certain crucial issues properly. He tasked the NDC hierarchy to take the bull by the horn and tackle such issues before they escalate and consequently affect the party at the general elections again.
We swim together, we sail together, we fly together, we eat together, and if we decide that we don't want to do it together, then we will sink together. Many of you were not at the Anchorage when we lost power in 2000. I never want to experience that in my lifetime. Please, we take serious matters as a joke. And in 2000, we did the same and we suffered the consequences. Please, those of you who have ears, let them listen. Those who have eyes, let them see.
The NDC General Secretary, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, implored party faithful, especially aspirants, to adapt to the structural reforms ongoing in the party, which according to him will classify the party as one of the best political parties in this part of the world. The NDC's Volta Regional Working Committees were tasked to work towards achieving the party's electoral targets in 2016.
Now, the Supreme Court will today determine the fate of the committee tasked to implement recommendations for a review of key constitutional provisions. Last year, a US-based Ghanaian lawyer, Professor Stephen Kwekwasare, filed a suit at the Supreme Court seeking to nullify the constitution review process. The committee had been tasked to develop and report on the public reactions to the government white paper and the constitution amendment bills for both the entrenched and non-entrenched provisions of the Constitution. But Professor Sari says the committee has no powers to schedule a referendum for an amendment of the Constitution, citing Parliament as the only body with that locus. We'll bring you much more on that as we do have our correspondent Fred Smith on the grounds. We'll bring you much more on that subsequently. But at this point, we're taking a break here on News Desk. We'll return with business.